Hey champions, today's vlog's very similar to the last one that I did yesterday. It's just more so from a student's perspective than the instructor or the mentor's perspective. So the first thing is, if you find yourself not where you want to be, then for example, grading wise or progression wise or tournaments wise or anything you want to apply this to, if you find yourself where you don't want to be, firstly, you have to take 100% responsibility for where you are, because you are the only person that can change that. You are the only person that you're in control of. You can't blame it on your instructor, your mentor, your coach. You've got to take responsibility yourself. The next thing is you have to have gratitude for where you are. If you're not happy where you are right now, no matter whether it be, say, for example, an orange belt, it might be a Shodan Ho, wherever it is now, you have to have gratitude and be happy and content where you are now, because if you're not happy and content with where you are now, you won't be happy and content when you get to where you think you want to be. Okay, it's the hedonic principle or hedonic treadmill, which I've spoken to in previous vlogs. So get happy with where you are now. If you want happiness, have happiness now, and then focus on the processes that are going to take you to where you'd like to be, the ideal. Okay, so firstly you got to get clear on the expectations for where you want to be. You got to get crystal clear with what you need to do, or what the expectations are for the grade level that you need to be, or to achieve the tournament success that you want to have, or whatever it might be. Get crystal clear on what it is that you need to do. In order to do that, you must question your mentor, your coach, or your sensei, and find out exactly what it is that needs to be done, what the expectations are to get there. So for example, obviously we're talking about karate here, so things that you may need to include. I've made a list here in my journal. Note them down. Don't just hear this. Go back and note it down if you need to. Okay, so one could be your power to weight ratio. Your strength compared to your weight is out of sync. How do you know? Can you lift your own body weight? How many push-ups can you do? Can you do chin-ups? How many sit-ups can you do? That's specifically power to weight ratio, which works really good in martial arts. You don't have to be light, you don't have to be heavy, but you have to have strength that correlates to your weight. Okay? Your BMI, that's a good one just to know whether you're too heavy, too light, as far as body fat percentage, take into the muscle, do all that sort of stuff. But BMI is a nice, easy, basic thing. Your fitness, are you fit enough to get from the class rather than through the class? Are you focused on, I'm just getting through this? Or are you focused on, I'm getting from this? I'm still alert enough to hear what the instructor, the mentor, the coach is saying, in order to be learning and growing as I'm getting from. So getting from the class, not through the class. Is your fitness level high enough? Level 8 on the beep test, for example. Leg strength. Are your legs strong enough? So many times people talk about, I can't get my hips higher because it hurts here, or I'm not flexible enough, and it turns out that it's just simply leg strength that could be lifting their leg up much higher. Flexibility. Is it flexibility? Where is the flexibility? Get clear on that. Knowing your grading combinations. Knowing and performing your katas to a certain level. Your attitude. Or is it your training regularity? So there's 9 points there. Get clear. What is it that's holding you back from getting whatever it is that you want to have? Okay? Now create an action plan. Okay? Now that action plan needs to be clear, very clear on what it is that you want to achieve. Got some friends here. Hey guys. Get very clear on what it is, how you're going to, what processes you're going to put in place, what routines you're going to put in place, what habits you're going to formulate in order to give you the results that you're looking for achieving over the time. Okay? So what have I got here? By turning your focus on these things that are within your control and looking, rather than looking at what you don't have or what is outside of your control. So by focusing on those habits, processes, routines, and rituals, you're focusing on that. You're not just focusing on the outcome that you're looking for. You're not focusing on the goal. You're not focusing on getting that next belt. That's just the energy or the fire that you use for firewood to stick on the fire, so you can focus on the daily processes. And when you're focused on the daily processes, routines, and rituals, you're having daily success, joy, happiness. You're focusing on what you have, not what you don't have. And that's where your happiness and your joy is coming from. And let's be honest, that's what we're here for. To be happy in the moment. Don't think that when you get X, Y, Z, you're going to be happy. It's happiness now, in the day, in the time, in the moment. Be grateful for what you have. And lastly, it's all about who you become in the process. It's not about what you get. It's who you become in the process. Hope you found something helpful in there. I tell you what, make those notes and then go and question your mentor, your coach, okay, or your sensei, and show them, like, what do I need to work on? You watch how fired up they get to help you. I'll see you in the dojo.